What up, what up? It's your boy Jay the Developer back with another video on your blueprint to real estate investing. Alright y'all, what's up man? So today I'm going to share with y'all how I leveraged the same property 3 times to give me over $400,000 in capital to use towards other investments. Y'all probably looking like, did you really do that? Yeah, I really did. Using creative financing, I bought my first property, and this has been over 10 years ago. Bought my first property, didn't really look like much, as y'all can see. Using the strategies I learned, I purchased this property with no money down, no credit check. Now, this deal was very creative. It happened to be a owner of the property. I knew them, and the property was going under, and they needed to make some decisions on how to get rid of it. So we negotiated a deal for me to come in on something called a bond for deed. You might want to write that down. Bond for deed. Now, what this did was this allowed me to take the property off of their hands and using some money that I did have set aside to fix the property up. Now, it's a lot of different types of negotiations that you could do with a bond for deed. This particular time, when we did our deal, this was great for me because I was able to go into it right in the contract to where they signed over the title to me. And we negotiated an amount that I paid them a certain amount of money for a certain amount of years to be able to pay the property off. Now, ultimately, this is what that did. Over that time frame, like I told you, this was 10 years ago. So within that 10-year span, that property was immediately be able to start collecting rents. After I put some money into it, fixed it up, didn't fix it up as much as I would have wanted to in the beginning, but I was able to put some money into it, get it fixed up to where I could start moving tenants in. Now, in my market, it was a duplex. When that property was ready, it started bringing in $800 a month per side. So let's do the math here. $800 per side. So this is my house. Don't judge me. 800. So this was ultimate. I put $20,000 into this property. To get it moving ready. Now, our deal with the homeowner was they wanted $40,000 for the property. Okay? So my debt service is total $60,000. Now remember, I didn't have to put any down payment. I didn't have to give my credit check. I didn't need a cosigner. I didn't need a credit score. I didn't need anything. All I needed was a conversation with a motivated seller to come up with a deal that was a win-win for both parties. All right. So they agreed for me to pay them this $40,000 over a 10-year period. Okay. So let's do some math here. 40,000 divided by 12 is 3,000. 3,000 divided by 12 is $3,333. Sorry, I was supposed to divide that by 10. It's $4,000. Now, 4,000 divided by 12, that's $333 a month. So my responsibility to them for 10 years was to pay them $333 a month. Okay? On top of the $20,000 I put getting the property move-in ready. Now again, remember this is 10 years ago. I'm getting $1,600 a month at that time as years went on and I did more improvements, I increased my rents. But let's just, for the sake of equal math, let's just use this round number of 800 aside, $1,600 a month. Okay? Because I was a young college kid, I didn't have any property, I didn't own any other home, I was able to get tax exempt to where I didn't have to pay property taxes. So that was another debt that I slid on by that I didn't have to worry about. Okay? That's something else that, you know, the deeper we get into this, you guys will learn. So anyway, 1,600 minus 1,600 from $333 is $1,267. So this was my take home. $1,267, what I was taking home from this duplex. No money down, no credit check. Okay? Let's multiply that by 10. I'm sorry, let's multiply that by 12. That is $15,000. That is $15,204 per year. Okay? Now, 10 years. Let's multiply that by 10. $152,000 is what I have made year to date. 10 years ago when I got it, up until now, I still own it. That was my first one. Bought multiple other properties, but I still own it. I have made $152,000 in rents collected on that property. Now, that was the first amount of capital that I was able to use to leverage from that property. Rent totals. Now, let's look at the second. Last year, because I bought this property so cheap and it was in a well-developed neighborhood, just by circumstance and looking for motivated sellers will get you these type of deals. So because I bought the property so cheap and I didn't have any debt, I was able to pay off my landlords and still generate a profit. Guess what? When I got my property appraised, it appraised at $250,000. $250,000 was the appraised value. Now, mind you, I've already collected $152,000 in rents. I've already been making money on this property. I don't owe any money. I've already paid the debt. Okay, so this is the equity I have in my property. So this is what I did. I got a $90,000 payout for a refinance. Me refinancing the property using strategic, creative financing. All different finance companies, they refinance in different ways. Some of them will pay off the debts. Some of them will give you a lump sum for capital to put towards another investment. In this situation, I didn't have any debt, so I was able to get $90,000 in refinancing my property. Using the refinance gave me a $90,000 payout. But I wasn't done. I still had a lot of wiggle room left in this property as far as how much it was worth and how much money I can get out of it. Now it just depends on what type of financing I want to go to next to give me more capital to add to my real estate portfolio. So the third thing I did is I looked at a HELOC, which some of you may know as a home equity line of credit. Home equity line of credit basically gives me the rest of the amount that I have left according to what my debt is and what my property is worth. And they're going to give me at least up to 80% of the loan to value rate. So that gives me an opportunity to pull out, to not pull out the money because I'm not getting the cash value, but this is adding to the money that I'm going to have as capital to go to other investments. Okay, so those are three ways that I leverage one property to gain over $400,000 of working capital to put towards real estate investing in a span of 10 years. You guys, anybody could do this. Anybody could do this with the right strategies, with the right coaching, with the right teaching, the right tools. Anybody could do this. So if you want to get a free copy of my letter to send to motivated sellers, drop a comment below. I'll send you a copy of a free letter to send to motivated sellers, and to show you guys how you can get started in real estate investing with no money down and to gain capital and add to capital to build your real estate portfolio.